friends! Today we're going to try something a little bit different than our normal crafts with Annie. We're going to do math with Annie. Annie, that's me. A-N-N-I-E. Annie. So today, get your thinking caps on so we can explore some new ideas in math. So for this lesson, we don't really need many supplies. I'm going to be using some pipe cleaners, maybe a pencil, some paper, like this piece of white paper here, but any color would do, some markers, and maybe even a ruler. If you don't have any of these supplies, that's totally fine. You can just listen along and watch and maybe learn some new things. Alright, you might be wondering, what are we going to talk about? Math isn't that cool. That's wrong. Math is super cool. Today we're going to be talking about an angle. Angle. This might be a new word for some of you, so let's say it together. Angle. An angle. What is an angle? Let me show you. An angle is when you draw two straight lines and they meet at one point. So the space between is an angle. So I showed you on that piece of paper how I drew an angle, but let's use some pipe cleaners to talk about different kinds of angles. So here we just have this green is just a straight line. So that's going to be our base to put all our angles on. Now what happens if we put this little guy on here? Look at this. This is like what I just drew. It's two lines meeting together at a point. So I like to use pipe cleaners because I can show you that the angle can be all different sizes. It can be super tiny, or it can be really, oh, sorry little guy, really big. This guy's having a rough time. You see that though? The angle can be very big, or it can be very tiny. Maybe if you have some pipe cleaners, you can play along at home. The way you make an angle is you just take a straight pipe cleaner and put a bend right in the middle. Just bend it right in half, pinch it, and now you can open up your angle to whatever size you'd like. Give it a try. All right, now that hopefully you've given it a try with some pipe cleaners, if you have them, it's okay if you haven't, I'm going to show you three different kinds of angles and what we call them. So first, I'm going to actually start with this red angle. Okay, you can see it still is an angle because it has a straight line meeting another straight line at a point. And I could make it small and I could make it big, but I'm going to keep it straight up and down like this. You see that? One line is going side to side and one line is going up and down. So this angle has a special name. This angle is called a right angle. Right. It's basically like the corner of a square. It actually is the corner of a square. Squares are made up of four of these angles and four sides, and then you have a square. Let's give that a try actually. All right, you see this? 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. And how many right angles? 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. So we have 4 right angles all together with 4 sides makes a square. So let's say it again. Right. A right angle is what we have here. Straight up and down, straight side to side. A right angle. The next kind of angle I want to talk about, we got this purple one back again. It's an acute angle. Acute. Let's look at how that's written. Acute. So it has the word cute in it. So I like to think of an acute angle since it's so small as, oh, it's so cute. It's so tiny. It's an acute angle. Let's say it together. Acute. So how do we know this is an acute angle? Well, we know it's an angle because we have one line meeting another line at a point. Let's compare it to our right angle. Look at how this angle is smaller than a right angle. You see that? A right angle is open pretty wide, and then the acute angle fits inside of that space. So it's so small, it's so tiny, it's so cute. It's an acute angle. We can open it up a little bit more, that's fine. As long as it doesn't get bigger than a right angle, it's still an acute angle. Next up is this big guy. This has a special name as well. It's called, whoop, that was upside down, obtuse. 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 That's kind of a silly word, but it means a big angle. So let's look and compare it with our right angle. Let's see. Wow, that's a lot bigger than our right angle, isn't it? We had our acute angle, which fit inside the right angle because it's so cute. It's so tiny. It's acute. But now we're talking about the obtuse angle. Look at how big that guy is. Munch, munch, munch. It's very big. So when an obtuse angle can start right above right bigger than a right angle and open all the way up. Whoa, that's a very big angle. Let's one more time go through the different kinds of angles. We have our first angle, acute. Acute, it's so little, it's so tiny, it's smaller than a right angle, it's acute. That's our first kind. We got our right angle, that's straight up and down, it's straight side to side, it's a right angle, making a perfect corner for a square. And then last, we have obtuse, an obtuse angle. So that's this blue one that's bigger than even a right angle. Acute, a right angle, and obtuse. Okay, let's have some fun finding angles in the world around us. Now, I can't very easily take you around my neighborhood and point out the different things that are different angles because we're far apart. But I can show you pictures, and that way you can look around in your own life and see if you can find angles everywhere you look. All right, so we have a drawing of a house here. And I see a lot of different angles going on here, but we're going to just point out a couple of them. So let's look at this angle, the one that goes here on this red line. Okay, it goes here, that's one line, and here's another line, and they meet at this point, or at this corner. So let's try our angles on for size and see what we got going on. Is it acute? Is it smaller than a right angle? No, I don't think so. Is it obtuse? Oh, little friend wants to come back and see. Is it obtuse? No, it's not bigger than a right angle, so it must be a right angle. Look at that. One line goes side to side, one line goes up and down, and they meet at the corner point. Look at that, we have a right angle there, and I bet we have a right angle on this corner. Bet you didn't know you could flip the angle around the other way, but you sure can. It's still a right angle. So there's a couple other angles here that we can look at. How about this one here? We've got a line going straight across and a line coming down at an angle at this point here. So I don't think it's going to be excuse us, thank you. It's going to be a right angle. No, it doesn't go, it does go straight across here. It doesn't go straight up and down though. So let's not do that one. How about this guy? Hey, that's pretty close. And if we look at it compared to the right angle, it is smaller than the right angle. So we have an acute angle. It's so little, it's so tiny and cute, it's acute. That's great. I'm going to turn the house that way so that you can picture it a little easier. We have a line side to side, and we have a line going out at an angle and meeting at a point. So let's look at the right angle first. Oh boy, he's in the way again. Okay, it's not a right angle because it's not perfectly across and up and down, is it? I think we might have ourselves a pretty big angle. That's right, it's obtuse. It's an obtuse angle. So the roof line, the peak of the roof line is actually an obtuse angle. How about that? All right, what else can we find angles in? Oh, how about this? Food. What's this? It's a slice of pizza. So So pizzas are often cut in a shape that's kind of like a triangle. I know the outside is round, usually. I know you can also cut pizzas in rectangles. Depends on where it comes from. But if you get this triangle kind of shape, you have an angle right in front of you. Look at that. You've got a line side to side and another straight line meeting at a point. So let's figure out what kind of angle it is. Let's look at our right angle. So remember, the right is side to side and up and down. And this angle is actually smaller than that. So let's try a different angle. Let's try this one. That looks about right. Yeah, we've got ourselves, what's the purple one again? I know, it's acute. An acute angle. It's so little. It's smaller than a right angle. It's acute. So before we go, I just want to do one more review. We're going to look back at what we learned today and say them together. So we have a right angle, right. We have acute angle, acute. We have an obtuse angle, obtuse. And we have our friend Martin here. Obtuse, right, and acute. I hope you've enjoyed learning about angles today with me. I've had a really good time teaching you new things. I hope as you go out into the world and around your house, you can point out angles to the grown-ups in your life and they can help you learn even more about the world around you. Remember to keep practicing your angles, stay creative, stay kind, and I'll see you next time. Bye!